Hello, and welcome back to my horrible upload schedule. I look asleep and not great, even though it's like 11, but you guys know on my day off during the week, I'm usually asleep. So I am not asleep, so that's positive. I'm awake. Hi, it's good to see you. We're wide awake here. But I was going to take this day, I had a couple videos that I have planned, but today we're going to scratch our head on camera. I'm so tired. So, anyway, so today I was going back and forth with whether I was going to do like a story time or if I was going to do like a BoxyCharm unboxing. This month's was not great. I didn't love it, so we probably won't be doing that. I know I used to do a bunch of those BoxyCharm unboxings, but then when they started kind of getting shitty, I was like, oh well, I just don't want to like sit here and talk crap about BoxyCharm for 45 minutes because my videos are super long. I don't even have, like, I haven't even washed my face yet because it's Father's Day today. So if you're a dad, happy Father's Day. If you have a dad, go tell him that you love him. My husband decided that he wanted to go to work today. Did you hear that sound? That is the sound of I'm almost out of water, so this can't be a very long video because I'll fucking die. But I'm also like mildly sick. So anyway, we're gonna do part 2 of our tattoo tour today. Which is my like torso, abdomen, but I'm gonna put a disclaimer out there. I am really weirdly like self-conscious about like my belly area, and I just don't really want to listen to anybody tell me anything about it at all. Like, you don't have to say, oh my god, you're so skinny, or oh, it's fine, you should love yourself. I'm not in the mood. Like, don't, if we could just not comment like on my body as a whole, I would be really excited about that, because I don't care how you feel about it, but I am self-conscious, so, and there's that. I will give a small disclaimer. I decided to start exercising recently, and guess what? It's not fun, and I don't like it. And I fell, and I pulled a bunch of muscles in my lower abdomen, so it's pretty swollen right now. Like, it looks bulgy, like I'm pregnant, and I'm not pregnant. Not pregnant. We'll do a story time about how I will never be pregnant at some point, I'm sure. Anyway, I just want to get into it. So yeah, without further ado, this is the last time you're probably going to see my face in this video, and I might scream because I feel like you can't hear me if I'm not looking at you, but let's just move on. Okay, so we're going to stand. We're going to stand. Hi. Oh, we can actually do my chest piece first, I guess, because I guess that would kind of count. All right, so I have this tattoo upon my chest, okay? You see it? She's beautiful. We love her so much. I don't have like a super deep meaning behind this tattoo, except for that I really liked it. It is pretty old at this point, probably 4 to 5 years old. I think it still looks pretty good. Normally, before I do these type of videos, I like to put like lotion or something on my tattoos, and I didn't, because if I didn't get up and film like right immediately then, I wasn't going to get up and film. So, this piece upon my chest, it is... I have no boobs, so that's why. That I don't have any boobs. So I'm just kind of like trying to look like I'm doing something, but like I ain't got no boobs. We all know that. Let's stare at my chest, which I'm also self-conscious because I don't have any boobs. But anyway, so my chest piece was done in one sitting. It took about seven and a half hours to do. I don't really know if I can get any like closer to make it. I mean, you guys have all seen pieces of it anyway, because it always hangs out of my shirts, at least this part. But there we go. Fun fact about this tattoo. Do you see here how there's like yellow and orange in here? There is not. Well, because like these little dots here, and I don't have it like on this side, and it's like just skin breaks here, because it really hurts to get your chest tattooed for 7 hours. So I was like, no, I'm done. And he's like, well, I'm just gonna put some little fluty flues over here, and I was like, no, I'm done, thanks though. This is so much fun. I'm ready to go. I want to go. This hurts. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. So that was that. And the first idea I actually had for this, when it wasn't like phoenix wings, I wanted butterfly wings with my little hourglass, but I wanted my hourglass to be all like broken, like she is, very broken, You see here. The only part I've ever had touched up is this one line right there. Because when I used to have more boobs than I do now, it would like mush together. You see what I'm saying? But I don't have no boobs no more. But it kind of causes to rub off. But that's the only thing I've had touched up. So, chest piece. Love it so much. I wanted butterfly wings initially, but my awesome artist, Anthony, who I talk about, he's just going to be talked about in every part of the video because he does all my tattoos now. Talked me out of that because he said he didn't think it was going to look good if I wanted it like watercolor style, unless I wanted the butterfly wings like all fucked up and like they would look really distorted to have it like fan out over my chest, which funny enough looks like a giant tattoo. When you look at my body, it looks like a really big tattoo, but fun fact, it is this big because I am small. So it's not a big tattoo. It just looks big on me, but the whole tattoo itself is literally this big. So like the hourglass is this big. It makes me laugh a lot. It's the same thing with some bigger pieces on my arm. Everybody's like, it's so big, that's such a big tattoo. I'm like, it's this big. Like this is this big. I'm just little, but it's this big. But yeah, no deep meaning, crazy story behind this. This is my first like watercolor piece that I ever got. Anthony did. It's the second tattoo he ever did on me. The first one being my Boris Karloff portrait, which if you guys want to see that, you're gonna have to go to the other video, because if I go back through all the other tattoos I have to talk about, this will be a 30-year-long video. So, fun fact about me, I started getting tattooed on my stomach. That's a terrible idea. Like, all my first tattoos were on my belly region, and that hurts super bad. If you ever wondered if it hurts to get your stomach tattooed, it hurts. It hurts. So, without further ado, I'm going to show you guys my stomach and feel really self-conscious the entire time. So, let's get into it. Okay, so, back on up here. I have quite a few tattoos on my tummy region. Can we get up here and see? So, tummy tattoos, I have quite a few. This tattoo here is actually sheet music from the song Amazing Grace, the line on the piano that was blind, but now I see. And this is the first tattoo I ever got. My dad actually took me to get this tattoo. He was pretty chill about me having tattoos at the time, because I only had this one. I got this tattoo when I was still in high school. It was my senior year of high school, and that is a tattoo I got. I got it for my birthday that year from my dad. It was a weird experience. Tattoo looks really, really not good. And I've had it redone 3 times, and it still does not look good. The lines are all shaky. There's a bunch of spots in it that are like very, like, as you can see, like bumpy lines all throughout, and it's been like, all of them are crooked and bumpy and like, but it's so funny because I went to a really well-known tattoo artist where I got this done, and it looks like absolute crap. Like, if you can tell the difference in these lines, how bumpy and uneven they are, and like a line like this in my chest. And this is a 5-year-old tattoo. The other one is almost 10 years old. But this, you see like these lines here? They're just straight, they're even, like lines that are straight and even. And this is all like bumpy and looks like shit. So, but I actually really do enjoy that tattoo. I have nothing to, like, I mean, I know it's not the best tattoo in the world, but I really like it because it was my first one. And I was super religious at the time, and I got a religious tattoo because I am from a really small town in Mississippi, and everybody's first tattoo was like a Bible verse or a cross or something of that nature, and I did not like any of those at all. But I knew in order for my parents to allow me to get a tattoo, it would have to be something Jesus-y, and that's what I got. So, which I'm just prefacing saying I'm not like super religious anymore. I used to be, and that's some of these tattoos that you'll see in another series where I do like my feet and my legs and stuff like that. You'll see that. Oh, another thing that I never talked about when I was doing my arms is I do have tattoos on my fingers, and I just forget about them. Like, I have the word love on my finger here. That is, I probably got this when I was 20, so it's almost 8 years old now. It actually doesn't look too bad. for being 8 years old, never been touched up. And I also have a really, really shitty diamond on my ring finger, and that's not the artist's fault. That is my fault because I did not take care of it well. And I wanted it to be all blue. So I have a diamond here that looks like a blob, but me and Anthony have been thinking of ways to rework it. And then we're going to turn it into like a paw print, like a doggy paw print with like some splatter color. It may go up like this, and eventually we'll see it. But I forget about this because I have these little ones like on my fingers and stuff that I forget that I have sometimes. Like I have tattoos like behind my ears that I forget about. But when we move to the back of my body, we'll talk about that. But anyway, moving on, the rest of my torso. The next tattoo that I believe I got on my torso was this butterfly here. Hi, butterfly. No, that's not true. That was this one, my number 13, my lucky 13 that I got. It is like a needle stitch 13. I did get that at a Friday the 13th event at a tattoo shop that I actually didn't ever go there. I just knew the person. He had just started tattooing and we had been friends for a while. So he was doing a Friday the 13th thing where he would do like, he made like a little flash sheet of a bunch of the number 13 and you could get them for $13 and whatever. I got that and I actually really like it. I think it's held up really well considering that it's been through like a pregnancy and I was 19 years old when I got it on me. I was a freshman in college. And yeah, it's been some years and it still looks pretty good in my opinion. And then I did get this butterfly. Next, I got this butterfly like pretty much right after I had a baby. And if you didn't see my arms, I like butterflies. Like that's a thing for me. So I have 7 butterflies on my body as a whole. 7 of them. I got this tattoo in the spot that I chose to get it, right up under my belly button. I see butterflies have a butterfly belly button ring. I like butterflies. But I got this tattoo right after I had my daughter's second tattoo I got after pregnancy, this being the first, and I got this one on my belly because if you know anything about being pregnant, some people have this. I had this dark line that went straight down like my stomach, and I don't really know what that's from. I'm sure it's a medical term, and I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comments, but it was a dark line that went like down my abdomen, and my belly started going back to normal from being pregnant, and I was really self-conscious about it, so I just tattooed over it. It could still be there. I don't fucking know, because I tattooed over it, so I wouldn't have that. And I love my butterfly. I don't know if I spoke to you guys about I did. My last one when I talked about some of these tattoos on my arm that I got at an event called Sailor Jerry Day at the tattoo shop I used to go to. This was the second Sailor Jerry Day that they ever did. I got this butterfly. The first Sailor Jerry Day they ever did, I got a tattoo somewhere else, so we'll talk about. But that's where I got my butterfly, and I love it so much. And yeah, she's beautiful and she's held up really well considering the area that it's in, and I wear high-waisted pants and it's always being rubbed and I've never had it touched up, and I really think she's held up pretty well. That's why I really do enjoy a lot of the traditional imagery. I just feel like it holds up really nicely over time, and in my opinion that one really held up pretty good. So then we'll move on to the next tattoo that I got, which is my Kaleidoscopes here. This is completely unfinished. I've had it touched up once, but as you can see, there's some like color loss like right in the middle here, and that's just from pregnancy. Like, but these went through pregnancy with me, and I think they still look pretty good. They're very beautiful. This is about 7 or 8 years old. I was 20 so almost 8 years old when I got these done. I remember going into the shop this day with the artist that used to do my tattoos, and her appointment before me was running like 3 hours late, so we didn't get finished with this until like 3 or 4 in the morning. That my original idea for these is they were all going to be connected with like green like vines, and it was going to become like a whole like side piece with them all connected to make them look more like flowers, less like kaleidoscope images, like leaves, and there's going to be other flowers coming up from there, kind of like this, like these flowers, because she actually did, the same artist did both of these, and she did this way after the fact. And after living with this for as long as I did, I decided I liked it the way it was, and I never changed it. I never added anything to it. I also never look at this tattoo I just don't look at it very often, because I don't look at my own stomach very often, because I mean, you can tell I'm oddly shaped as a human. I have very large like hip bones. Like this is bones. I mean fat, obviously, but I have very large hip bones. So I don't love the way it looks, because I mean, if you see, I'm very oddly shaped because my hips stick out really, really far. And then my waist is small, and then my legs are big. So I'm just like blah, 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 all the time. Anyway, so that's these guys here. This is the first time probably I got introduced to this gorgeous blue, which you'll see in most of my tattoos, especially like this guy has tons of that like really bright blue, and I really enjoyed it. So that is that. It was actually a really cool time. Like, we had a really good time making this tattoo, and her drawing, it was awesome. It was in her portfolio book for a long time. I actually started going to this specific artist right as she came out of her apprenticeship, and I worked with her for years after that. She was the only person that tattooed me for a while. So yeah, that's I feel like I need to sit down, I guess, so I can like get face to face with you guys. This one's not gonna be as interesting, I feel like, as my tattoos on my arms, because I feel like I could like look at you and talk to you instead of having to like stand up and sit down. But that's where we're at today, and I'm also super tired, so standing up and sitting down is also kind of giving me something to be awake about. So anyway, so we've done these 3, okay, so four, that's 4 technically. If you want to count those separately, you could, but I don't, because I got them done at the same time. So moving on, the only other tattoo that I have on my abdomen is this saying, well, we're not trying to look at my back. We're just looking at this saying that goes right here. It's not super well done, but hey, let's see if we can get closer. There you go. Saying, it says Sic Transit Gloria Mundi, which means like, thus fades worldly glory. And honestly, it's just it's brand new, the band's song lyrics. They have a song called Sic Transit Gloria that is like one of my favorite songs of all time. And I added some little flat and flare like at the end, so it would seem like I wasn't just getting brand new song title tattooed on my body, which is exactly what it is. And I actually really like that tattoo a lot. A funny thing about it is I got tattooed in somebody's house when I was 20 or 21, really young, and we had been up like partying all night long, and I got it done at like 10 a.m. when we had been awake for like 2 days. So I slept through the tattoo, even though it's on my ribs, but it's really just extreme exhaustion. And everybody's like, well, like, she's so badass, like, she's so hardcore. And I was like, yeah, totally. It's not the fact that I had been up like drinking for 2 days and I just like kind of passed out. Like, that's not the reason. It's because I'm a fucking badass, and people talked about that a lot, and I felt super cool because I was like, you know, she's pretty hardcore, when it was really just, I have never been more sleepy in my entire life. And if somebody was sawing off my foot, I was still would have fallen asleep. But yeah, lots of interest. The same person that did that tattoo on my side is the one who originally did this infinity symbol with my best friend's name on my wrist. We did date actually for a little while. It was a boy. That's a whole nother story. Maybe that'll be a story time. The life that I have lived, you guys, it feels like a whole nother person. Like my early 20s when I was in college and stuff, before I became like a mom and settled down, that was a whole different human being than I am now. So it just feels like a million years ago that I did any of those things. But as short as this video has been, because there's just not any really deep story behind a lot of my tattoos now. Some of them will have like funny stories, like my leg tattoos. I have some funny ones, and some that do have some pretty deep meanings for me, some that are just interesting to look at. But we still have to do my back, which would include like the back of my neck, behind my ears, my whole back. I have a half back piece that you guys probably have never seen because I don't post pictures of my back. Yeah, we'll do that then. And then we still do my legs, which I guess I'll put my feet in the tattoo video about all the ones on my legs. But I hope you guys enjoyed this content. I hope this wasn't boring. And this is a pretty short video for me because we're only 20 minutes in. So if you guys have any questions about anything that I left out, because I am very sleep deprived, and but yeah, so if you have any questions about anything, leave them in the comments below. Let me know if you have tattoos on your stomach and how much they fucking hurt, because they hurt. Like, they hurt. I never tapped out on a stomach tattoo because I was too hard back then. I was still hardcore. And I probably should have because they're very painful. But anyway, if you guys like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm gonna go take a fucking nap. But if you would like to keep up with me on other social medias, you can follow me on Instagram at grungexglitterx. You can follow me on Snapchat and Twitter at grungexglitter. And you can follow me on Facebook at grungeandglitter-kp. I love you guys so much. Bye.